Hey everybody, this is Matt here at the home for Wayward Records. Just wanted to come by and talk about a few records that I picked up recently. It's been a little bit since my last video. I'm a teacher, so I am back at work. And if you know any teachers, you are one, especially the beginning of the year is extremely busy. So I've struggled to find time to even listen to some of these records that have come in, much less make a video. But I'm here and I've got some cool stuff to talk about, so we're just going to dive right in and show you what I found. So first up, the Sonics Boom. This is the second record from the Pacific Northwest, the Sonics. I'm a huge fan of Here Come the Sonics, their first one. There's some incredible songs on here, but Boom is equally as good. It is just a band that is firing on all cylinders, and it's just such a raw rock and roll sound with almost like the energy in it is a little, there's punk rock definitely in there, even though this is from the 60s. Sonics Boom is a fantastic record. Please check this one out if you haven't. And you can still track down this reissue. It's from Big Beat. It's out of the UK, but they are still available out there. So the Sonics Boom. Second one, starting off a bunch of cool colored vinyl that's come out recently that you might want to check out. I picked up Red Hot Chili Peppers' By the Way. This is a new recent reissue along with Blood Sugar Sex Magic and Californication have both gotten, I've also gotten colored vinyl reissues lately. This one comes on a really cool, I like the kind of deep purple color that it is. It's not see-through, but it's a really cool purple color and sounds really good. I like this one a lot. And it was one I actually didn't have in the collection, so that was a perfect one to go ahead and snag. Another great colored vinyl one that's just come out is the 30th anniversary issue of Pavement, Slanted and Enchanted. This is just such a sloppy indie rock classic. I adore this record and always have. I think the first time I heard Summer Babe, I was completely sold. I'd heard little bits of Westing, but it was really Slanted and Enchanted that got me. And this was on so one side doesn't have as much splatter to it. The other side does. It's supposed to be a red, black, white splatter, and there's just not a ton of splatter on it. It definitely doesn't look like some of them never do, but there's a lot less than the sample photos they put out when they put the pre-orders up. But it sounds really good. I'm very happy with it, and I do like that that we got another issue of this. I have a copy already. Mine's got a little tiny pressing flaw right in the middle of In the Mouth of Desert, which is my favorite song on the record. So I've always wanted another copy and just never got around to picking it up for whatever reason. So 30th anniversary issue, these are still available. We also just had a reissue of Liars. They threw us all in a trench and stuck a monument on top. This is their first record, and it just got a reissue. This one is also kind of, every one is different, so mine is just sort of a little purpley, vomity kind of swirl on there. It's really kind of hard to see and check out. It's just kind of like a dull purple color, but this is such a good record. I like everything about this one, and I like the next record, and then I start to get a little diminishing returns out of Liars. But I do really like this one. So this has just been reissued. It's a little pricey, but it's definitely worth it to me. Next up, not a reissue, a new record, but also on a colored vinyl is the In the Wild, the new record by the Interrupters. I feel people either like ska or they don't like ska. And if you don't like ska, this is not a record for you, and you should probably just skip it and don't worry about the next few minute or so here. But I really like it. I think the Interrupters do a good job of channeling the sound that they're channeling. It's very kind of Hellcat record sounding, but they do a great job, and I like Amy's voice, and I think they're just a really good band. It's just happy, positive music, and it comes on a colored vinyl that kind of matches the sleeve. It's a little bit darker, but it's a really good record. Quite a few songs on it, and I think worth checking out if that's your thing, and it's definitely my thing. I think it's kind of very much in the same vein as their last record, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. So In the Wild, the new record from the Interrupters. I also found a colored vinyl reissue of My Chemical Romance. I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love. This is their first record. and you can definitely feel them kind of finding their groove and checking out quite a few different sounds and trying some things. And they would, with their next record, they would hit it perfectly. This is on kind of an orange. It's got a little white in it, a little swirl there. It just looks really orange on camera, but this is a reprise reissue of their first record that's just come out too, and that's pretty cool. I'm just glad to snag this one. So, My Chemical Romance. There was also a new reissue of, or newish, of Stone Temple Pilots Core, their first one. I have the deluxe edition that has the LP and then the 4 CDs in a box, and it's really good. It's got the Unplugged on it. It's got a bunch of demos and some songs, well, 1 or 2 that didn't make it out, and then a bunch of others. Remarkably, their demos are pretty close to the actual LP, so it's not exactly a revelation or anything. But it's always, I like that stuff, and it's really cool to hear, and the record was sort of remixed. This is the same mix that's from the deluxe edition, but it's on a really good black and red splatter. I like this one a lot. This has got a good color depth to it. I mean, it is a dark red and black, and I like this one a lot. So this is a recent reissue of Stone Temple Pilots Core. And I will say that, you know, if you've heard the deluxe edition version, it's mastered kind of quiet. It's quiet on the vinyl, and this is the same way. It's not markedly louder than that previous one. So if you had that and kind of like me, you were looking at another one, it's the same. They didn't crank the volume back up, but I like the record anyway. I like having it standalone. Next up is one I've been looking for quite a while. Elvis Costello, Mighty Like a Rose. This one is very hard to find in the US on vinyl. In the UK and in Europe, you can find it super dirt cheap on Discogs if you discount how much shipping is and everything else. So it just sort of stayed out of my reach, and I have the run going from My Aim Is True all the way right up to this one. So I did really want this, and luckily it finally came out. This is a music on vinyl issue. It's numbered, I think it's, don't quote me, I think it's 3,000 or 2,500. I actually ended up with, and this is pretty cool, I ended up with 105, and I'm pretty excited about that. But it is also a colored vinyl reissue, and it is on gold. It is a gold color, which does go with the gold from the sleeve. So I'm very excited about this. I'm a huge Elvis Costello fan, and, you know, especially once we get to the later years, I'm slowly plugging away and thanking Music on Vinyl for putting out like they put out Brutal Youth, and I was super happy to find that. So now I also have Mighty Like a Rose, and that makes me extremely happy. The next two, I would say out of this whole stack, and there's some amazing stuff in there, I was the most excited about the next two, and actually there's 3. I just got 2 in direct from the label, but it is the first 2 records from the Reverend Horton Heat. This is Smoke 'Em If You Got 'Em, and then we have the full custom gospel sounds of the Reverend Horton Heat. If I hope you've heard these. If you have not, this is straight up kind of rockabilly, psychobilly. I mean, there's more traditional rockabilly on here, especially the first one. There will be later on a lot of other kind of psychobilly bands. He's from Texas. It's a 3-piece. These first 2 records especially are absolutely ridiculous. They're so good and crazy, and the guitar playing is amazing, and the vocals are great. This one's recorded live on 2 mics. It just sounds so good, and I love it so much. It's on a clear vinyl, and full custom gets a little more rock and rolly at times, a little more psychobilly on it. This was kind of a little bit different. It's more of a, I don't know what you would really say. It's got a little swirl to it. I've got some streaks of black in here too, but it's more of almost like a Coke bottle. I think that's actually what it's labeled as, is Coke bottle clear. But they both sound great. I really absolutely love Sub Pop for putting these both back out. Actually, the third record, Liquor in the Front, is also out. I ordered these 2 direct from Sub Pop because I really wanted them immediately. I like Liquor in the Front a lot. Baddest to the Bad is on there. It's a great record, but I ordered it from the online retailer I normally get stuff from. I can wait on that one, but these 2 I needed as quickly as possible. So Reverend Horton Heat, Smoke 'Em If You Got 'Em, the first record, full custom gospel sounds, the second record, both ridiculously good. And my last record is a new band and a new punk rock band on Epitaph. It is Beach Rats. This is Rat Beat. They're from New Jersey. There's a whole bunch of, you drop the needle on the first side, it's at 45 RPM. It clocks in at a little bit under, I think 25 minutes, 12 tracks. It blasts along. I mean, it channels immediately. There's just so much old school punk rock. It reminded me of the 80s, like right off the bat. And then there's little like Bouncing Souls bits in there tucked into. It's just fun. It's awesome. It's fast. It's loud. It's everything that you could really want in a punk rock album now. Like I said, it runs the gamut from 80s up until, you know, into the 90s and 2000s. It's just a great record. I'm kind of in love with this one. I've already listened to it all the way through a few times, even though it just showed up. It's clear vinyl. It's actually on the turntable right now. I was just listening to it before I made this video. So Beach Rats, Rat Beach on Epitaph. This gets my absolute highest recommendation I can give, because I do think you would really like this if you are a fan of old school punk rock and you need a new dose of it. This is the band to go for. I have a few more things coming in this week. I will try to get another video out this weekend. Obviously, I am going to talk so much over the next 3 days with my new students that the voice that I already feel like I'm losing will completely leave me over the next few days. And by the weekend, I'll be silent, which you never know, could be a good thing. But I will come back soon, probably this weekend, and talk to you about some more things. I thought about picking an individual artist and kind of going through the discography and picking out some records I like. I was thinking about doing that with Depeche Mode or Nick Cave or Circle Jerk, something like that. So I'll flesh that idea out a little bit more. If you have a question, let me know. Leave a comment. We can have a chat. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please check that out at the home for Wayward Records _ in between each one. So the _home _for Wayward Records. Close to 10,000 subscribers on not subscribers, but followers on Instagram. And, you know, 350 almost or so here, which is pretty awesome. And I thank every one of you. Hope you enjoy the video. Check out those records, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good week.